जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी जय गिरिवरदारी जय यशोदनन्दना व्रजजनन्दना यशोदनन्दना व्रजजनन्दना यमुना तीरावनचारी जय माधवा कुंज विहारी जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सदश्री श्रीमद विष्णुवाइन ग्रेथ अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद विष्णुवाइन ग्रेथ भक्ति गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की नमाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ दास रघुनाथ शर गोस्वामी वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड की मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की मथुरा धाम की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र महारानी की श्री श्री निताई गौर सुंदर की श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की श्री श्री राधा माधव की श्री कृष्ण भगवान की महामंत्र की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, Text 10, Translation and Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Akama sarvakamo va mokshakama udaradihi Ivrena bhakti yogena ejeta purusham param. Agama sarvakamo va mokshakama udaradihi Ivrena bhakti yogena ejeta purusham param. Agama sarvakamo va mokshakama udaradihi Ivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Translation: a person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desire, without any material desire, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the Personality of Godhead. Purport: the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, is described in the Bhagavad Gita as Purushottama, or the Supreme Personality. It is He only who can award liberation to the impersonalist by absorbing such aspirants in the Brahmajyoti, the bodily rays of the Lord. The Brahmajyoti is not separate from the Lord, as the glowing sun ray is not independent of the sun disk. Therefore, one who desires to merge into the supreme impersonal Brahmajyoti must also worship the Lord by Bhakti Yoga, as recommended here in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhakti Yoga is especially stressed here as the means of all perfection. In the previous chapters, it has been described and Jnana Yoga. And in the same way, in this chapter, it is emphatically declared that Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate goal of the different varieties of worship of the different demigods. Bhakti Yoga, thus being the supreme means of self realization, is recommended here. Everyone must therefore seriously take up the methods of Bhakti Yoga. Even though one aspires for material enjoyment or liberation from material bondage, Kama is one who has no material desire, a living being, naturally being the part and parcel of the Supreme Whole, Purusham Purnam, as his natural function to serve the Supreme Being, just as the parts and parcels of the body or the limbs of the body are naturally meant to serve the complete body. Desireless means, therefore, not to be inert like the stone, but to be conscious of one's actual position, and thus desire satisfaction only from the Supreme Lord. Srila Jiva Goswami has explained this desirelessness as Bhajaniya, Parama Purusha Sukhamatra Swasukatvam in his Sundarbha. This means that one should feel happy only by experiencing the happiness of the Supreme Lord. This intuition of the living being is sometimes manifested even during the conditioned stage of a living being in the material world, and such intuition is expressed in the manner of altruism, philanthropy, socialism, communism, etc., by the undeveloped minds of less intelligent persons. In the mundane field, such an outlook of doing good to others in the form of society, community, family, country, or humanity is a partial manifestation of the same original feeling in which a pure living entity feels happiness by the happiness of the Supreme Lord. Such superb feelings were exhibited by the damsels of Vrajabhumi for the happiness of the Lord. The gopis loved the Lord without any return, and this is the perfect exhibition of the Akama spirit. Kama spirit, or the desire for one's own satisfaction, is fully exhibited in the material world, whereas the spirit of Kama is fully exhibited in the spiritual world. Thoughts of becoming one with the Lord or being merged in the Brahmajyoti can also be exhibitions of Kama spirit if they are desires for one's own satisfaction to be free from the material desires. A pure devotee does not want liberation so that he may be relieved from the miseries of life. Even without so-called liberation, a pure devotee is aspirant for the satisfaction of the Lord. Influenced by the Kama spirit, Arjuna declined to fight in the Kurukshetra battlefield because he wanted to save his relatives for his own satisfaction. But being a pure devotee, he agreed to fight on the instruction of the Lord because he came to his senses and realized that satisfaction of the Lord at the cost of his own satisfaction was his prime duty. Thus he became a Kama. That is the perfect stage of a perfect living being. Udaradi means one who has a broader outlook. People with desires for material enjoyment worship small demigods, and such intelligence is condemned in the Bhagavad Gita 7.20 as Kritajnana, the intelligence of one who has lost his senses. One cannot obtain any result from demigods without getting sanction from the Supreme Lord. Therefore, a person with a broader outlook can see that the ultimate authority is the Lord, even for your material benefits. Under the circumstances, one with a broader outlook, even with the desire for material enjoyment or for liberation, should take to the worship of the Lord directly. And everyone, whether an Akama or Sakama or Mokshakama, should worship the Lord with great expedience. This implies that Bhakti Yoga may be perfectly administered without any mixture of Kama and Jnana, as the unmixed sun ray is very forceful and is therefore called Tivra. Similarly, unmixed Bhakti Yoga of hearing, chanting, etc. may be performed by one and all, regardless of inner motive. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanachalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhudale Srimade Jayapada Swami Namini Mangacarya Padaya Nitai Krapa Pradayini Gaura Gada Damadaya Nagara Gramadharine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desadarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So this sloka is a very beautiful sloka, and Srila Prabhupada also has given wonderful purport for this sloka. Let us discuss some important points from this purport. Uh, Here, instruction is given for all of us that Ajayata Purusham Param. Purusham Param is the beautiful word. One Acharya is singing Parama Purusham Gopala Bala. Lord Gopala, he is a Parama Purusha. What is the meaning of Parama Purusha? Purusham Param is mentioned here. We are also called Purusha, but we are not Parama Purusha. Purusha means enjoyer. Yes, in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Jiva, spirit soul, is also addressed as Purusha. So we are also enjoyer. But we are not supreme enjoyer. But Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. That is why And he's saying, Bhaktaram Yajnatapasam. Everyone is meant for his pleasure only. That is the meaning of supreme joy. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's mentioned, Ekale Iswara Krishna Ara Sabha Bhritya. Bhritya means servants. Ekale Iswara. There is only one Iswara, supreme controller. Who is that person? Krishna. Ekale Iswara Krishna. And why there are 33 crores of demigods? Ara Sabha Bhritya. Sabha means all. All are his servants only. Not servants. Servant's duty is to serve the master for his pleasure. So we are all his servants only, Krishna's servants, including Brahma, Lord Shiva also. That is why Brahma is singing in Brahma Samhita, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govinda is Adi Purusham, the Supreme Lord. Tamaham Bhajami, I worship him. Lord Brahma is praying like this. So that is the meaning of Parama Purusha. And Prabhupada is putting the word Purushottama from Bhagavad Gita. Yasmaksharam atitoham aksharat abhijottamaha adosmi loke vedecha pradida purushottamaha. This word Parama Purusham and also Purushottama, both are same conveying same meaning. Why Krishna is called as Purushottama? He himself is saying. Krishna himself is saying. Why everybody is calling me as Purushottama? He is the Uttama. Uttama means supermost, topmost of all Purushas. That is the direct meaning. He is the supermost or topmost of all Purushas. All Purushas means, yes, we are also Purusha. All Jivas, all Purusha only. Conscious entity. They are not dull, inert matter. So, Purushottama means he is the supermost. And Krishna is giving explanation for Purushottama. Yadaksharam, Yasmaksharam atitoham. Kshara and Akshara. Two types of living entities are there. We are all called Kshara living entity. Why? Kshara living entity means we have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. Krishna is the most lovable object for all of us. But unfortunately, by misuse of our minute independence, we have rejected Krishna. That is the meaning of fallible. Kshara means fallible. We have forgotten or we have fallen from our original position, original constitutional position. That's the meaning of Kshara. We have fallen. This is the greatest fall down. Rejecting Krishna is the greatest fall down for all the jivas. There cannot be any more than that. This is the greatest blunder. So we are called Kshara. This is Srila Vedananda, one of the close associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was writing in Prema Vivarta. It's how we fell down into this material world. Very nicely is explained. He's saying, Krishna Bhagirmukha Hana Bhogavanchikare. From the word and understand, Prabhupada is saying in one conversation, even if we go back to the spiritual world, still Jiva has got free will. We are not bereft of our free will. all the time. That is the meaning of conscious entity. We have minute free will. Even if we go back to Vaikunta, Goloka Vrindavana also. But one thing is, if we go back now to Goloka Vrindavana, we will not misuse our free will again. Why? Reason is, Krishna, out of his mercy, he is protecting the surrendered devotees. How he is protecting? Krishna is having this quality called Saranagata Palakaha. Palaka means he is protecting the surrendered souls. How he is protecting? By giving impression about the bitter experience of the material world. By giving that he is registering into the jiva. And whenever we undergo some miserable experience in this material world, actually it has got a purpose. Krishna wants to register this. Because you rejected me, that is why you are undergoing this misery. So subtly it is registered in our consciousness. The bitter nature of the material world. So this will help the living entity to use the free will properly. Even if we go back to, somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, okay, we are doing Bhakti Yoga, and if we develop love for Krishna, we will go back to Goloka Vrindavana. Fine, Anichalam. Fine, Anichalam. Anichalam. So, somebody asked Prabhupada, even if we go back to Goloka Vrindavana, what is the guarantee that I will not return again to this material world? So here only Krishna is protecting, because Krishna is saying, Matta Smridir Jnana Apokanamcha. Smridir means memory. From me only memory is coming. You're all having memory, you know. That memory, Krishna is saying, from me only it is coming. So Krishna knows what type of memory, if he gives to all of us, that will save us from taking further birth in this material world. Krishna knows that. So he's giving that bitter experience alone. That memory alone is registered, so that the jiva will use his free will properly. No. I will not again select material enjoyment, and I will not reject Krishna. That decision jiva has to take. So we all rejected Krishna. Krishna Bahirbhukahana. Bahirbhuka means turning the face away from Krishna. This actually we did by misuse of our free will. Free will means I can use in any way I want. That's the meaning of free will. So when we do this, why we are rejecting Krishna? Bhoga vanchakare. Vancha means desire. Desire for bhoga. That is why this sloka is saying, Sarvakamova. Okay? Even if you have unlimited material desires, no problem. You worship Krishna. That we will discuss. So, Bhoga Vanchakare, because of desire for material enjoyment, we misuse our free will, and we said, I don't want you. We rejected Krishna. As soon as we take this decision, I don't want Krishna, that is the biggest thing. As soon as we reject Krishna, the jiva is encircled by inauspiciousness. So if we again include Krishna in our life by proper use of free will, and only auspiciousness can come in our life. People are saying Subha Muhurtam. No, auspiciousness can come for the jiva only by including Krishna in his life. He has to give priority for Krishna. Right? Because we are part and parcel of Krishna. We belong to Krishna. Prabhupada is quoting from Vedas. Several lectures he quoted this sloka from Vedic literatures. Asangohi, I am Purusha. Beautiful. Asangohi, I am Purusha. Purusha means Jiva, the living entity. Asangohi. Sangha means contact. Asanga means I don't have any contact to this material world. That is the actually fact. That is the meaning of constitutional position. So I don't have any contact with the material world. This is what Vedas are teaching. I belong to Krishna because I am a conscious entity. I cannot derive pleasure from the matter. So then why are we going behind material enjoyment? This is where false ego is created by the Lord because of our tendency to enjoy matter. So Krishna is facilitating it through his energy Maya. He has created this false ego. It's mentioned in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna created the total false ego. Total false ego he created. And Lord Brahma is dividing the false ego individually to each jiva, including animals, birds, everything. Everybody has got false ego. Only through false ego we are enjoying matter. If the false ego is not there, we cannot enjoy matter. We will be situated in our original constitutional position. We will be aware of our natural position that I am spirit soul, I belong to Krishna. When we say I belong to Krishna, that means it is conveying a meaning that I don't belong to the material world. Simultaneously, a man, he can be belong to Krishna, at the same time he belongs to matter. That is not possible. When we say I am connected to this material world, that is the illusion. That particular moment, we are not connected with Krishna. Simultaneously, it is not possible. So, we are called Kshara. We have rejected Krishna. We have fallen down from our original position. This is unnatural. Whatever situation we are in, no, this is unnatural. It's artificial. For whether we believe it or not, the scripture is only. Our natural position is always relishing Krishna, relishing the sweetness of Krishna. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Madhya Leela, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is tasting the sweetness of Shyama Sundara Krishna. There is a separate chapter for that. Krishna has got unlimited sweetness. And we are meant to taste the sweetness of the Lord by serving, by doing loving devotional service. By that, actually, we can derive spiritual bliss. Opposite to this spiritual bliss is called in Brahma Samhita Jada Ananda. Jada Ananda means material bliss, the perverted. So, as soon as we take this decision, I don't want Krishna, I want Jada Ananda. Then Nigodasta Maya Tare Japuriyotore. Maya is waiting. Oh, when he will take this decision, I don't want Krishna. Immediately she will jump. Japadiya. Japadiya means she will jump on us. She will capture all those living entities under her control. We were discussing in some other class. What is the meaning of being under the control of Maya? We will forget our original identification. We are spirit soul. We are all spirit soul only. But when we deal with the material world, we forget our original position. We will act in the bodily platform only. That means I am under the control of Maya. Unknowingly it is happening. Unknowingly, we are under the control of Maya only. So, so Nikadasta Mayadare, Japadiyatare. Nikadasta. Maya is situated very near. Very near. We may not see from in our eyes, with our eyes. No. He is invincible. And she is standing very close to us. Immediately she will capture. Okay, okay. You don't want Krishna? You want Jadananda only? Right, I will provide you. I will facilitate. So she will, Krishna, because of Krishna's order, Maya is creating this. Of course, Krishna is not directly doing. Krishna is not at all connecting or touching the material nature because he is the Supreme Lord. He enjoys unlimited transcendental bliss always. So he will never touch material nature. The dull material nature is mentioned in Brahma Samhita. Material nature is dull. So Krishna will not at all touch dull material nature. By his glance only he is agitating the material nature. And she is doing everything. She is creating the whole false ego under the instruction of Krishna, under the supervision of Krishna. She is creating the total false ego. Oh, because of the false ego only, we are all having, we are developing material desires or varieties of material enjoyments coming in this material world because of false ego only. That false ego cannot be resolved by our intelligence. It is not possible. Again, Jiva has got free will, no. If we use our free will properly and select and take a decision, I want Krishna. I want only Krishna. That decision we have to take. It is the individual responsibility because each and every is an individual person with minute free will. We have to take a decision. The most lovable object is Krishna. I want Krishna. When we don't take that decision seriously, naturally, we will misuse our free will only. In the third canto, Prabhupada is writing very nicely. He has written, almost all the conditioned souls who are rotting in this material world are misusing their minute independence. We are always misusing our minute independence. By the misuse of our minute independence only, we are selecting again and again material pleasure, jara ananda. So that is why we are called kshara. And another type of living entity is there, akshara. Akshara means they will never forget Krishna. Prabhupada is writing in some letter. Akshara means they will never forget Krishna even in a minute. Even a minute they will not forget Krishna. They are called akshara. They will always remember Krishna. So see, when we want material enjoyment, we have to forget Krishna. This is the principle. This is the principle. It will work like this only. When we want material enjoyment, we have to forget Krishna. That particular moment, we will forget Krishna. By our own choice, we are doing this. But Akshara, living entities, they will never forget Krishna in a minute. That is why in the third canto, when Sanat Kumaras, when they gave a curse to Jaya and Vijaya, the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha, as soon as they heard this curse from Sanat Kumaras, they have to take birth in the material world as asuras. As soon as they heard this curse, the whole body was trembling. Prabhupada is writing very nicely. They were trembling in fear. As soon as they think that I have to be separated from Lord Narayana, that thought itself created fear within them. And they were trembling because of separation from the Lord. This is the meaning of Akshara. Akshara living entities. Even in Vaikuntha, in order to enter into Vaikuntha also, one has to have love for the Lord. Without love, one can never enter into Vaikuntha. What to speak of Gola Vrindavan? So Jaya Vijaya, they were having love for Lord Narayana. And the thought itself created fear within them. And they were trembling in fear. But for us now, we are separated from the Lord crores of janmas. We are undergoing crores of janmas. We are taking again and again bodies. But we don't have any trembling at all. Right? I am separated from the Lord. We don't have that feeling at all. Because we are called Kshara. Because I have this strong enjoyment tendency. So Krishna, why is called Purushottama? Yasma Kshara Atitoham. Krishna is Atitoham. He is beyond Kshara living entities. Nobody can equal Krishna. Yes, how many Kshara living entities are there in the material world? Nobody can count. But the whole Kshara living entities, they are only 25% of Krishna's creation. We are minority people. We are minority people. 75% of Krishna's creation are there in Vaikuntha, in Gauranga Vrindavan. They will never come down to this material world. They are great, no? We are minority people. We are thinking, no, inside the country, so this is secular country, so many things we are speaking. But the whole material world itself is minority only. 3/4 of the total, the jiva inside of this material world, not only one anda. Material world means unlimited universes are there. Put together, it's called material world. It is only 25% of Krishna's creation, and 75% is Vaikuntha. Vast. Even all the jivas inside of this material world, if they go back to Vaikuntha, still Vaikuntha will have space. Sometimes people will ask the thing, no, if everybody goes to Vaikuntha, then how they can stay? It's all our limited understanding. Vaikuntha can expand also. Krishna showed this as a small sample in his Govardhan Leela. When Krishna touched the Govardhana with his little finger, because of Krishna's transcendental touch, Govardhana got ecstasy. See? This is the meaning of, in the spiritual world, everybody is having consciousness that emotion for the Lord will be there. Even that's called actually Santarasa. River, peacock, and all the birds, they also have love for the Lord. And only they can stay in Vaikuntha. But they will exhibit their love in a neutral way. It's called Santarasa. Without love, one cannot enter into Vaikuntha. That is why Bhakti Yoga is meant for the purpose to again revive our love for the Lord. Because of false ego, the false ego is a thick layer, very thick layer of, it's called material consciousness, or in Upanishads it is mentioned Chit Abhasha. Chit Abhasha means reflected consciousness. The original consciousness we all have. It is deep. That's called Chitta. It is there in the Chitta, the original consciousness. The original consciousness is actually, the identification is correctly fixed. Yes, I am part and parcel of Krishna. I belong to Krishna. But the false ego, it is coming to the front. Through false ego only, we are dealing with the material world. We are not dealing with our original consciousness. Or we can say, from head to toe, consciousness is spread. It is mentioned in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What type of consciousness is spread in our body? Only the reflected consciousness or illusory consciousness only is spread from head to toe. That is why when something happens to the body, immediately you are feeling pain. Because in the false consciousness or in the illusory consciousness, only this identification is forced by Maya. What identification is there? I am this body. I am this body, I belong to this material world. That is strongly registered in our illusory consciousness by Maya. Because we only wanted to enjoy matter. That is why she is facilitating it. So how to be reinstated in our original constitutional position? By again using our free will properly all the time. That is why Krishna is saying in the 14th chapter, very nice. Mam chayo avyavicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samadhityaidan brahma bhujaya kalpate. Very nice. See, the word we should study deeply. Avyavicharena bhakti yogena. What is the meaning of that? Bhakti yogena, we all know that. Bhakti yogena means rendering service to the Lord. But that service to the Lord, it should be avyabhicharena. It should not be vyabhicharena. Avyabhicharena means unfailing in all circumstances. That's nice. Oh, that means we will fail in some circumstances. That is, we can understand from that word. Unfailing in all circumstances. That means we will fail definitely in some circumstances. Or by our own choice, we will keep Krishna separately in particular situation, and we will decide, I want matter, I want material enjoyment. That is why Krishna is demanding this. If anyone is coming to this stage of unfailing in all circumstances, rendering devotional service to the Lord, that person, he can be freed from the influence of three modes of material nature, sattva, rajas, tamas. So it is again the proper use of our free will only will happen. So we should nicely understand our spiritual position, that I am a jiva, spirit soul, I belong to Krishna. I don't belong to this material world. It should be registered strongly. That is why Prabhupada, he was saying in all lectures, we are not this body, we are spirit soul. In almost 85% of his lectures, Prabhupada is repeatedly saying this. So why? So Krishna actually yasma ksharam atitoham. Krishna is beyond this kshara living entities, and aksharat abhichottamah. Aksharat abhichottamah means api. Even akshara living entities also, they are subordinate to the Supreme Lord. Okay, akshara living entities, they are residing in Vaikuntha, Goloka Vrindavana. Okay, whether they are equal to the Supreme Lord? No. They are also subordinate to the Supreme Lord. That is the meaning of asamaurtva. Asamaurtva. Nobody is equal to Krishna. Nobody can go beyond Krishna also. Aksharat apichottamaha. Even Akshara living entities also, 75% of Krishna's creation, they are called Akshara, and they are also subordinate to Supreme Lord. That is why Ados Niloke Vedecha. So this Parama Purusha, Purusham Param, this word itself we can discuss. Right? Adosmi Loke Vedecha. That is why in all the residents of different lokas and in all the Vedas, Adosmi Loke Vedecha, Pratita. Pratita means they are glorifying me. All the Vedas and all the residents of different planets, they are glorifying me as Purushottama, Purusha Uttama. He is the supermost of all Purushas. So that type of same word only is used here, Param Purusham, Purusham Param. So he is Parama Purusha. Sripad Annamacharya is singing like this. Parama Purusham Gopala Pala. Gopala Pala is Parama Purusha. Okay, so this sloka is advocating that whether we have material desires, sarvakamava. Sarvakamava means sakama bhaktas. Nice. Sakama bhaktas, who are all called sakama bhaktas, we will also fall in that category. Sakama Bhaktas. Sakama Bhaktas means they are doing devotional service, but they have material desires also. But what is the definition for Uttama Bhakti as per Srila Rupa Goswami? Anya Apilashita Sunyam. Very nice. Anya. This word Anya means anything other than Krishna. Anything other than Krishna. That's the meaning of Anya. Abhilashita means desires. It should be zero. Sunyam. Right? Again, this is the exercise of our free will. We have to take a decision. And that responsibility we cannot shift it on somebody else. No. We, being a jiva, we have to take this decision. I want only Krishna. The Anya Abhilashita Sunya means we should keep all other desires apart from Krishna. That should be zero. That is called Uttama Bhakti. Okay? He's saying Jnana Karmadi Anavridam. Anavridam means not covered. Our bhakti should not be covered by the jnana tendency. What is the meaning of this? Sometimes it can be explained in two ways. Devotees also, while practicing bhakti yoga, they will have this tendency to accumulate more and more jnana, more and more philosophy, more and more stories, more and more examples. I want to accumulate more. That tendency will be there. That is actually, that means his bhakti is covered by jnana tendency. Kevala prema, kevala bhakti. Devotee should desire only Krishna. I want Krishna. I don't want anything. That is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is singing very nicely in Sikshnashtaka. Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundari, Kavidamba, Jagat Isha Kamaye. Five things he is saying. Nadanam, I don't want wealth. Najanam, I don't want followers. Yes, these are all subtle desires. Subtle desires. When we practice Bhakti Yoga, over a period of time, you will have this tendency. I want more followers. Subtly, we will enjoy that reputation, fame. That is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching all of us. I don't want followers. Nasundarim, I don't want beautiful women. Then Kavidamba. Kavidamba means I don't want scholarship. Spiritual scholarship. Or being a scholar in the scriptures. I don't want that. Panditya, they can say technically. Panditya. I don't want Panditya. Erudite scholarship in the scriptures. No. I want only Krishna. Devotees should be, this is the meaning of Udaradi. Udaradi means one who is having broader intelligence, one who is intelligent. He will not exchange anything for Krishna. Okay, let me possess jnana. If I have more jnana, and I can attract many followers, subtly I can enjoy a reputation. That is also enjoyment tendency. A pure devotee means I don't want anything. I want only you, Krishna. Yes, he is focused. Vyavasayatmika. His intelligence is fixed on Krishna. He is called pure devotee. He is performing Uttama Bhakti. Prabhupada is writing Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. For that, Prabhupada is explaining here. Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. Tivra. Tivra means with great force. With great force, if it is happening, it's called Tivra. Means we will do devotional service to the Lord without having all these motives, hidden motives. Then it is called Tivra Bhakti. Right? So Jnana Karmadi Anavridam. Karmadi, what is the meaning of this? Karma Adi. Karma means fruitive mentality. Desiring material facilities, material enjoyments, they are all falling in this category. Karma. So Anavridam. Our bhakti should not be covered by this tendency also. That is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, I don't want wealth, adhanam. It may look like, no, how will I continue in this material world if I don't have wealth? This fear is created by false ego. That is why we discussed. Through false ego only we are doing everything in this material world. We are not contacting the matter with our original consciousness. It is not possible. When we are situated in our original consciousness, no, we cannot deal with the matter. It's not possible. So that is why we are leading our life with illusory consciousness only. That is why it is called artificial life. We are not leading a natural life. Natural life we can have only with Krishna. Because I belong to Krishna. Okay, so Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam. So his bhakti should not be covered by the enjoyment tendency or photo mentality. Anukulyena. Anukulya, beautiful definition. Anukulyena means favorable, with favorable attitude. I want to serve Krishna. See, in this material world also, if somebody is having some love on somebody else, then how he will exhibit his love? By doing some service. Right or not? By doing some service only he can exhibit his love. Suppose husband and wife is there. A wife, if she likes her husband, then what she will do? She will prepare nice, delicious food stuff. Oh, my husband likes this. He likes this. So she will think and she will prepare. So she is exhibiting her love in the form of service. The same way, Jiva, if he develops love for Krishna, that love he is exhibiting in the form of service. Strictly speaking, devotional service means first we should develop love, and that love can be exhibited in the form of service. That is why it is called loving devotional service. Without love, if we perform service, then only all these hidden motives are coming. We may do service, but we will have desire for enjoyments, material enjoyments, or we'll have desire for accumulating jnana. All these things are coming. Because it is mixed bhakti. Tivra bhakti means, that is called kevala prema, kevala bhakti, not at all mixed by all these tendencies. So still acharyas are very merciful. Technically speaking, devotional service is not manifested. Devotional service is not manifested for all of us, because Prabhupada is writing in 9.2, actual devotional service begins after liberation. Begins after liberation. He has written in 9.2, Bhagavad Gita. What is the meaning of liberation? Liberation means when I am freed from the bodily concept, and I am situated in the Atma concept. In that concept, in that identification, if I engage my senses in Krishna service, then only it is called devotional service. So now, what type of service we are doing? We are doing mixed service only. That is why Sarvagama, no problem. If you have material desires also, no problem. Perform more and more service to the Lord. Why? Because some percentage of bhakti is there. Even in mixed bhakti also, some element of some percentage bhakti is there. So Krishna absorbs that percentage and he is inclined to that. And he will show, proportionately he will show his mercy. So in this way, when our inclination to serve the Lord, when that percentage is increasing more and more, when it reaches 100%, it is called Uttama Bhakti, it is called Tibra Bhakti. So that is why we are all doing devotional service. Technically, it cannot be called devotional service. We can say Mitra Bhakti only. Mixed devotional service. No problem. If we do mixed devotional service also, for a period of time, we will come to the stage of pure devotional service. So, Srila Rupa Goswami is explaining in Nectar of Devotion characteristics of pure devotional service. In that chapter, he is saying that Moksha Lagudakrit. Moksha Lagudakrit means when a person has developed a pure devotional service for the Lord, he will derive even liberation also. Mukti I don't want, he said. I want only bhakti, performing loving service to the Lord. A pure devotee will desire. Pure devotee will reject liberation and bhakti. Bhakti also. Bhakti means sense enjoyment. Both he will reject it. Only in that state we can do that. Now we are doing mixed bhakti. So that is why this unfailing in all circumstances, that is not happening for all of us. In some situation, we will embrace bhakti. We will embrace enjoyment, material enjoyment. So Krishna is allowing, okay. That is why Krishna, he brought these two parts, Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga. I will finish it now. Why Krishna created this Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga? Two types of Marga, path is there. Because Krishna knows all the jivas who rejected Krishna and came to this material world, they are all having this enjoying tendency towards matter. That is there for all of us. Krishna knows. Krishna is omniscient. He knows everything. So he will not force the jiva. That is why he created Pravritti Marga. Pravritti Marga means, Prabhupada is writing very nicely in the Bhagavatam purport, saying that restricted sense enjoyment. You can say it's like sugar-coated pills. Sugar-coated pills. Sometimes, the tablets, it will be bitter. The child will not take, suppose child is having some fever, mother is giving some tablet, child will not eat. Why? Because it is bitter. Child wants only sweet. So mother, what she will do? She will put that tablet in the sugar syrup, so sugar-coated pills. And mother will say, no, it is only mithai. It is sweet only. And she will cheat the child because mother wants this tablet should go inside and his fever should be cured. The same way, Krishna is the Supreme Mother. Krishna is the Supreme Mother. We are all having fever. What is a fever? I want to enjoy matter. That is a fever. Enjoyment tendency is a fever. It's a disease. And Krishna doesn't want to interfere in our minute free will also. Krishna is saying in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, I will not interfere in the minute free will of the jiva. This is my principle, Krishna is saying. So he will not force. So what he is doing now, he has created this Pravritti Marga. Okay, that is called Varnashrama. Varnashrama. Okay, you can enjoy the senses in a restricted way, so that you will gradually rise to the stage of Nivritti Marga later. Nivritti Marga means completely giving up the sense enjoyment and desiring only Krishna. So that is why these words are mentioned in the sloka. Sarvakamo va, it's mentioned Mokshakama. They are all having desires. Akama. Akama means pure devotee. Pure devotee will not desire anything. He will desire only Krishna. So our goal should be, I want to rise to the level of, then only I can enter into Goloka Vrindavan. Till that time, if we have some enjoyment tendency, Krishna knows, and Tadastu, he will say, okay, you desire, you are having desire, this desire, I will sanction it. Because Krishna is doing this two function as Paramatma, Upadrishta, Hanumanta. He is watching our desire and he is sanctioning it. That is why we have to be careful. While practicing Bhakti Yoga, we have to be careful. If we have some subtle desires, immediately Paramatma knows. He will notice it and he will arrange for that. Then in order to enjoy that particular desire, we have to take birth, one more birth. So in this way, we are only creating further and further births because of our enjoyment tendency. So that is why in the 11th canto also, this Jnana portion is very nicely explained by Lord Hamsa Avadara Bhagavan, saying that we are spirit soul and I cannot have enjoyment towards matter. It is not possible because I am a spiritual entity. A spiritual entity cannot enjoy matter. So when we understand our constitutional position nicely, then we will stay away from the enjoyments, from the material enjoyments. So this decision we have to take, whether in this Janma or after 50 Janmas, we have to take this decision. I want only Krishna. If we want to go back to Goloka Vrindavana, we have to take this decision at some point of time. So it depends upon the personal desires of the Jiva. He has to take this decision. So this sloka is saying, even if we have desires also, if we do service to the Lord, gradually we'll become purified and we'll come to the state of pure devotee, then we will go back to Goloka Vrindavana. Without becoming a pure devotee, we cannot enter into Goloka Vrindavana. It is not possible. In the fifth canto also, Lord Rishabhadeva is saying, if we don't develop prema, love for Krishna, then we cannot avoid taking further material bodies. Sloka itself is saying this, the fifth canto. So we'll stop here. So we'll aim for this pure bhakti and Tibra bhakti. We should plan and we should desire from the heart that I want only Krishna. Then Krishna will facilitate. Thank you. Jai Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki. Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Anybody have any question?
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Am I audible now? As you rightly mentioned and state that we all belong to Krishna and they are living materialistic. Confusion and it creates that false ego. We say this false ego creates a confusion. We are living in materialistic where we require to perform our job as a father, as a son, as a professional, where we require wealth. This false ego creates all sort of things. But we belong to Krishna. Why don't Lord Krishna gives us power to perform all this materialistic job in such a way that we remain with the Krishna and after finishing this, we remain a caste Krishna. So this Maya creates a lot of confusion. Having bhakti, devotion is very good. Just doing it, service. But living in this materialistic world, it requires time and energy. So how to balance this and how to clear this confusion, I would like you to answer.
Prabhupada mentioned in his lectures, Maya means, ma means not. Ya means that which is not. When we think that this is real, actually, it is not real. In the first sloka of first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, only because of him do the material universes temporarily created by the modes of nature appear factual, although it is unreal. Very nice. Only because of him. The Lord only is doing this. So we are all dealing with the material world thinking that it is real now. But actually it is unreal. What is unreal? The material nature is not unreal, but our perception is unreal. I am a spiritual entity, right? I am a spiritual entity, Jiva, and I am thinking that this matter can give pleasure to me. That thinking is unreal. That is created by false ego. That's why false ego acts so subtly. And you said that why Krishna, he will create both. Yes, he has created that. We are doing material activities, going behind the matter, so many things we are doing. And simultaneously we are practicing bhakti also. That is what we are doing now. That is called pravritti marga. It cannot be called nivritti marga. It is only called pravritti marga, or technically we can say it is mixed bhakti only. But we discussed in the class, if we want to go back to Goloka Vrindavana, one day we should rise to the level of pure bhakti, and only we can enter into Goloka. That is the point. We are all doing mixed bhakti only, no doubt. Because as per the definition of Srila Rupa Goswami, Anya Abhilashita Sunyam, it should be zero. Other than Krishna, desire should be zero. But we are not like that. We have desires. Honestly speaking, everyone knows some desires are there. So we are doing simultaneously, we are performing, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, worshipping Krishna, we are doing. So Krishna is allowing, no problem, no problem. At least it's like child, no? If he doesn't speak up to 5 years or 6 years, he doesn't speak at all. The mother is very anxious. Child is not at all speaking. Already 6 years old. Okay, in the 7th year, child started speaking with broken language. The 7th year, the mother will not beat the child. Why are you speaking broken language? In the 7th year, no, mother will not beat. Mother will be happy. At least he is speaking now in the 7th year. He is speaking broken language. Mother will be happy. In the same way, Krishna is also. Krishna is the Supreme Mother. They are all his children. Crores of janmas, we never turn towards Krishna. So now at least we are turning towards Krishna in a broken way, in a broken language. With Mishra Bhakti, with mixed Bhakti we are doing. Krishna will be happy. Krishna will be happy. Okay, at least in this janma he has turned to some extent. Okay, very good. He is happy with that. So Krishna absorbs only the minute percentage of bhakti, that alone he will take. Because I was saying in some other class, Paramahamsa devotees themselves, they are absorbing only Krishna consciousness. The whole world is filled with Maya, filled with material enjoyment tendency only. But the Paramahamsa devotees, they will take only Krishna consciousness alone, exactly like a swan. So when Paramahamsa devotees themselves, when they are behaving like this, the master of Paramahamsas, Krishna, so he will also take only the minute percentage bhakti we have, that alone he will absorb. Other things he will not bother. Okay, right, you are having some desires, no problem. But this percentage you have some 5%, 6%, you have that bhakti tendency towards me, that I will absorb it. So he is like this. Krishna is like that. So we don't have to worry so much. But we have to, our goal is Tivra Bhakti. Our goal is Kevala Bhakti, Kevala Prema. We should never forget that goal. We should aim for that. We should progress towards that. That is fine. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anybody? யாராவது கேள்வி இருந்தா தமிழ் கூட. Okay, so say thank you. Hare Krishna. Important announcement. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Shri Jagannath Rayat Mahotsav ki Jai. Jagannath Samyat Mahotsav ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Bhagwan Sudarshan ki Srila Prabhupada ki Srila Gurudev ki Jai Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna. Discourse கோவில் நடத்தக்கூடிய உற்சவத்தில் திருவிழாவானது ஒரு தேசியாக கோலாகலமாக கொண்டாடப்பட்டது. அதற்கு மக்களுக்கு இருந்த நன்றியை அனைத்து டாக்டர்களுக்கும் ஒருவரை நன்றியை அறிவிக்கிறோம். அதற்கு முன்பாக 32ஆம் வருடம் தேர்தலானது வருகின்ற ஜூலை மாதம் 13ஆம் தேதி இந்த தேர்தல் விழாவானது நமது கோவை மாவட்டத்தின் மத்திய பகுதியில் குறிப்பாக சோனால் ராஜ்யவில் தேர்வுக்குடியில் இந்த நடக்கக்கூடிய இந்த தேர்தல் விழா தொடங்கும் அங்கு நடைபெறும். மதியம் 2 மணி அளவில் இந்த தேர்தல் விழாவானது தொடங்க உள்ளது. 2 மணிக்கு ஆரம்பித்து அங்கிருந்து ராஜவீதி, ஒப்பனகார வீதி, வைத்திய